Today, we'll be showing you how to install deck lights into your Ekodeck deck. It's a pretty straightforward process, and the deck lighting range from Holman make for a pretty foolproof and trouble-free installation. The key here is preparation and planning. For this deck, we'll need a garden light controller, 2 5-metre extensions, and 2 packs of deck lights. We'll mount the light controller on the wall, then run an extension out of it to a connection tee for the first run of deck lights along the fence. We'll then use our second extension to come out of the connection tee and get us over near the step where another connection tee will allow us to run the next series of deck lights and be capped off. To begin, we're installing the Wi-Fi garden light controller near an existing power point. We're mounting it on the wall using wall plugs and screws with a hammer drill. Next, we'll plug the extension into the controller and run it under the deck. Simply plug it in and finger tighten the connection. Here is the connection tee I mentioned before. One end will have the power coming to it from the garden light controller, the smaller plug is for the deck lights, and the last plug will run the other extension off for the row of deck lights along the step. Align the pins, plug it in, and finger tighten the connection. We connected all the lights and taped them roughly into position before we built the deck. This made it much easier as the cables were already run and the lights were in the area we needed them to be in. The last deck light in the series only has 1 cable. All the others have 2, so you can daisy chain them along. Make sure you always finish the series with the single light. With the first row of deck lights run along the fence, we then plugged in the second connection tee to the extension to run the other row of deck lights along the step. As we weren't adding another extension here, we capped off the end to stop any water getting in and to keep it weather sealed. With the boards laid, we were ready to start drilling holes. We're using the 45mm RGB deck lights, which need a 32mm hole drilled in the board. Measure out where you want your deck lights, pre-drill the board, then follow up with a hole saw. Any fuzzy bits are best clean up using a blade. Pull the wires through, plug in, and finger tighten the connections. Continue marking out and drilling the rest of the holes for your lights and connect them up. We found it's best to routinely clean out the hole saw and the board from debris to avoid getting too hot and melting. We were able to drill all the holes in this deck using the 1 hole saw bit, and it was still sharp at the end. With all the lights installed, we downloaded the Holman Home app and connected to the system. This allows us to set timers and schedules, change the lighting colour and make custom modes. A pretty cool feature and an easy DIY project to tackle when building your deck.